Yo, what's going on, peoples?
Hello, it's your boy Frosty McNuggetts in the building.
And your boy Frosty Oreos.
And we are a local online news show. We talk about local, national, international news. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to get that flavor from two different brothers, like how you get it on regular TV, tune in right here. We got it.
That's it.
So
Well, the past few weeks we haven't been focusing too much on the news.
Not these past couple weeks.
Thank you.
I have to say this though. I want to know if anybody else heard it, because I just heard it today. I wanted to know if it was true.
What?
A guy went up in a Waffle House, butt naked, with a 9mm and an assault rifle, and just started shooting it up. Did you hear that?
No, that sounds like fake news.
That sounds. I don't know. Somebody said it to me.
I did.
I don't know.
not
I
hear
just
it.
wanted to know.
I haven't heard it.
I have been a CNN junkie, and I have not heard it.
Yes.
No.
But don't get deterred. We will be talking about the news
Next week.
Next week, we actually got a guest by the name of Leon Rivera. He will be on the show next week talking about his program Needles in the Park, which is a predecessor to Brother Oreos over there. He had a program like that back in the day, where him and a group of men would go around and try to clean up the park by picking up the needles, taking the needles out the park, But Brother Leon, he kept up with that same energy, and he has his program similar to that. So he'll be on the show next week, talking about that, and we'll get into a little bit of the politics and all of that. But
It's also a classic Al Pacino movie, which people don't know.
Needles in the Park?
No, Panic in Needle Park.
Yes, that was a good movie. Yes.
It's an excellent movie. I'd like to see a Panic in Needle Park
I didn't see it.
too.
Oh wow.
Woo.
I'm gonna have to
I'm
look.
have to look that
I'm
up.
at, yeah.
I gotta take note.
Yes,
But
yes.
This will be
Don't
the
sleep.
third and final episode of Black Mental Health. We focused on the diseases in itself.
Yeah, just getting
for the first part.
started.
Well, there was mental illness and mental health.
Yes. Yes.
So we touched on that the first episode. Second episode, we focused on the mental health issues with women, or in the women
Ladies.
community. Ladies.
Yes.
But
Ladies.
you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say.
You're on your own, bro.
Women's mental health.
Women's mental health. There-
Yes.
She cleaned it up for me.
I got you.
And this week we're gonna focus on men's mental health.
Our psyche, our physical health. You got
Right.
knees, you got muscles.
Because believe it or not, it's a lot different from, women's mental health. It's
Most definitely.
there's a big difference in the two. I mean, we may suffer from the same symptoms or ailments, if you want to say, but it's handled very, very differently.
Well, we're socially conditioned to handle it or respond, react differently. And the good news is a lot of that's changing. Men are embracing their emotions and still maintaining their masculinity.
And not necessarily getting in touch with your feminine side like that, but just knowing like, hey, I can be open to love and know how to love. Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah, and if you do tap into or get in touch with your feminine side, if you will, it's not a crime. We are made up of so many different components that make up one human being, and we're conditioned to shy away from or discount and dismiss very vital parts of the self. But I'll save the rest for the rest of the show.
I wanted to touch
I'm
out.
trying not to touch none of it
I
until
wanted
we
to.
get
I
in
wanted
there.
to. I was just about to piggyback off of that, but I guess I gotta wait my turn too.
No,
You know what I'm
go
saying?
right ahead. Go right ahead.
Can't.
Can't deny the Oreo man. That's my dude.
Well, one thing I'm gonna say to what you said, as men, we are preconditioned to not be in touch with that side.
Yeah.
Prime example, and it's just an example. We'll get into it later. You fall down as a kid. You fall down, you scrape your knee, you cut. What you do? You're gonna cry.
Right.
If you had a dad in your life, and I'm not gonna generalize it and say everybody, but for a lot of men, if you had a dad in your life, he would say, "Stop crying like a little girl."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Or if you had one of those type of moms, they'd be like, "Stop crying, man up."
Mm-hmm.
So that right there will kill that side where it's like it's okay to hurt, and it's okay to be consoled when you're hurt. So that's all I'm gonna say. We're gonna touch down on stuff a little bit later. See, this is how you know it's real.
Yeah.
You know
Baby
what I'm
girl.
saying? We have Miss Devan back with us again, and she got her little
Yes.
one this time, and she just running around,
Oh,
running
Stay
around.
with me.
so real quick, gotta do the introductions. Got to do that.
I'm sorry.
No, that's both of us. Bad. So
Bad
as you
Larry.
can see, we have two guests. We have
a returning guest.
and friend of the show, Miss Devan Johnson.
Peace, 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 peace.
And we have a longtime friend of
Ah,
the show,
ah.
homie, partner. He's been around, but he's been busy doing his thing, moving up in the world. We have Mr. Funny Man himself, Mr. Tavis.
Well, let them know what you mean by Mr. Funny Man.
Well, I'm gonna let
Mr. Funny Man tell us
Mr.
himself.
Well-
yeah, I can't. He can do it better than me.
All I'm gonna say is y'all gonna catch his special on Netflix soon. But go
Right,
ahead.
right.
Okay. Before we get to signing contracts and endorsing stuff, yes, I've been a Boston stand-up comic for a few short years. I've done a little bit of work here. Boston's embraced me, and joining forces with these gentlemen, and we have a very nice event coming up September the 8th. That would be at the House of Blues. We want you to come out and support us.
Right.
Local talent, doing local things, having some local laughs,
Oh, yeah.
and just really, really, really doing our thing. And we want to do our thing while you're doing yours down at the House of Blues. So come on down. Got some fresh material for you, and we're just going to have some fun and bring some fire.
Y'all heard it here. Next weekend, September 8th, from 7 to 11, House of Blues Foundation Room.
Artist Pop-Up Gallery Part 2.
Part 2. If you
You.
missed the first
You
one,
are.
it was popping.
It was.
If you missed the first one, it was popping. Don't miss the second one. Come out, $10 to get in. Come out,
Going
enjoy
down.
yourself. It
Yeah.
ain't gonna be none of that rah-rah hood rat stuff. It's gonna
Nah.
be good, clean fun.
Good vibes, positivity, good energy. We got, as you see, this is one of the performers. We got 7 other performers. One's gonna do poetry. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking forward to that. We got some dope art display artists that's gonna be there. So please come out. We got actually a local radio show host will be
Don't tell.
displaying.
Don't tell.
Oh,
Let the people come.
there it is.
Let
I
them
can't- I
come.
can't
Don't
even-
tell.
I'm sorry.
All I'm gonna say is for those who were there last year, I'm not gonna perform this year.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately,
Shit. I'm sorry.
But-
Excuse my lingo.
but you know.
Well,
Yeah.
So once again,
he
it's
tore it
$10.
down, man.
It's $10 admission.
21 plus.
Mention any of our names, and it will still be $10.
Yes.
But seriously, come down and support us.
Right,
And,
come down and support.
We're
man.
giving
It's
back
time-
to the community
It's time
in
for
our own
Boston to
special
stand
way.
up. It's time for Boston to stand up. So come
Everybody's
out
local.
and support. Everybody's local. You know what I'm saying? Come show some love.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
gonna be good. So let's get into it.
Let's
we
get
got,
into it.
So as you know, like Brother Oreo said, this is the 3rd episode in our 3-part series on Black mental health and physical health. So we're going to start this off with Miss Devan talking about
Yoga.
yoga and how that. Well, take it away.
peace, y'all, peace. So as many of you may know, I am a yoga teacher. And one of the reasons that I got into yoga was for my own mental health and well-being. So I'll give you a recap just to so you can know a little bit about me and why yoga is important for not just me, but for men and both women when it comes to self-care and mental health. So I was diagnosed by a therapist with PTSD, depression, major anxiety. Everything had the word major to it. So it wasn't just anxiety, it was major anxiety. It wasn't just depression, it was major depression. And my PTSD was ridiculously crazy. I would have like flashbacks of all of the like terrorizing things that I had been through in life, whatever. So I came up and found out about yoga and what yoga, the benefits of yoga, and how it helps you to bring your mind, your spirit, your body into balance. You know what I mean? So having PTSD, having depression, kind of takes you away from your being. You know, you kind of get detached from your body and forget that you exist. And that can send you into like a wild, crazy frenzy, right?
Right.
And so what yoga does is it gives you tools for you to be able to teach yourself to not get to that point of like exploding and blowing up. So what yoga does is it helps to release the trauma that we store in our bodies. It helps to release the tension, and it gives you like flexibility, more flexibility. And we have this stuff in between our skin. It's called fascia.
You got me.
If you
Fascia?
ever, fascia. If you ever looked
Not
at
fascia.
like no, fascia.
Fascia.
Fascia. If you ever looked
Fascia.
at like a chicken breast and you lift up the skin and it's that like
That little
jelly stuff.
Yeah.
It's that stuff that's in between our skin that allows our, us to be so,
So we
like
got
elastic.
chicken fascia in us.
Yeah, we have chicken fascia.
That's yo.
This guy.
Yo.
I just thought it was like a mucus.
Yeah.
It's
It's
kind of like
mucus.
a mucus.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, anyway, so I found that for myself, when I started doing yoga, I was thinking I was just doing it like for the physical aspect of it. And like the deeper I got into it, like maybe 2 months into it, I started to realize that like I was really starting to connect the pieces to myself back together, because it sends you on an inner journey.
Wow.
And that's not something that you typically learn about when you go do a yoga class, is that you're not just doing this for like physical health, you're also doing it for spiritual health and mental health.
Now, how did that spiritual journey come about? Like, is it like just something that just
Let's talk about what a spiritual journey is. A spiritual journey is like just being able to look at all of your life experiences and being able to learn from them. It's about, getting better. It's about learning how to master yourself, how to control yourself so that you can be better for humanity. And once you learn the tools, to share them with other people. That's what it is to be spiritual. You know what I mean? To be connected to all things, to feel like there's nothing really different about any of us, no matter what.
Yeah.
When we get down to the nitty gritty of it, we're
We're
all
all-
the same
literally.
thing. We're running off the same power of the universe.
right?
So it teaches you that. So what I mean is like, people talk a lot about having like bones in a closet or like demons, right? Like, what are your demons? My demons would be like, I like to eat Reese's at 12 a.m. Right? That's just an example of like what a demon would
I
be.
really do that though in real life.
Yeah. But if you're unaware, like if I'm unaware that like me eating this Reese is like screwing up my entire life, and like because I have this attachment to this Reese, like I can't have a good relationship. Nothing in my life is going to be right if I don't let go of this Reese. When you hit the spiritual journey, you start to realize like, wow, I actually have more power over myself than I actually allowed myself to think that I had.
Wow.
So I'm able to like look at myself in certain situations and hold myself accountable. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah,
That's
such and such bad happened.
That's a
But
powerful
that
Reese's.
was on you. You know what I'm saying? And learning how to not project my own inner feelings onto someone else. So absolutely.
Instead of the other way around, too many times people don't, and in comes the diabetes,
Exactly.
the high blood pressure.
Yep.
Well, what are you putting in your body?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
I'm just learning to drink water, so I'm no health freak, but I'm starting my my journey in the food area, and that starts with drop the grape soda, strawberry Fanta, and
All of that.
pick up the Essentials water with the nice
Yeah.
pH 9.5.
Yes.
See, I don't even know nothing about that.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
is good.
get with it.
Yeah.
Get
Yeah.
with it.
You know, another thing too about health too, when it comes to food, is gut health. A lot of people don't know, but like your gut is actually your first brain. You know what I
Really?
mean? Because before you think something and speak something, you feel something. So people don't, a lot of people don't know that your digestive system, how you eat, the things that you eat, how many times a day that you eat, really affects the way that you think and the way that you feel throughout the day. So gut health is really important.
There are also studies that talk about the gut instinct.
Yes, yes.
And we all have it. How many of us are listening to it? When you get ready to either ingest something that's not healthy for you or have a thought and an action that's not going to produce good outcomes, your gut gives you a 10-second warning light.
Yeah.
Bad move. Most of us override that, and then we pay the consequences later.
Yes.
Plus
I
a
have
copay.
that.
Yeah.
I know I've done it. I know I've done it several times.
I can attest to that. So, with what we just talked about, how starting with yoga, and then we're going
Yes.
to get into the mental side. So, with what we just talked about, how can men? Because I know a lot of men don't like yoga, don't want to talk about it. But in general, how will doing yoga help men?
So for men, I think yoga is really, really important for men, basically because men hold in a lot of their emotions. And like I said, we store emotions, we store trauma, we store information in each part of our bodies. And what a lot of people don't understand is that, some of our emotions are killing us. You know what I mean? And so what the yoga does is it gives you that flexibility, and it allows all of that old energy, baggage, and weight to come out of your body so you can finally release it from your mind. You know what I mean? Because if it's stuck in your body and you're not doing any type of physical activity, to make sure the energy is still flowing, then that energy stays stagnant. And then we go through these emotional things that, we could prevent if we do something like yoga. And it doesn't have to always be yoga. It could be something like Tai Chi or karate, something that is allowing you to focus. Also, one other important thing about yoga is it teaches you to focus on your breathing, which a lot of us don't do. A lot of us don't breathe. And a lot of us don't know that not breathing doesn't, like we talked about before, send enough oxygen to our brain.
Yes.
So when we breathe shallowly in our chest, we activate the fight or flight in the amygdala. And when you activate that, it sends you into that anxious and furious frenzy. Exactly. Yep. So yeah, that's another reason why yoga is so important, because it's really bringing you back to the core of life, which is your breath.
I hope y'all was taking notes.
Now, I just want to say something real quick.
Go ahead, brother.
What you saying that men are afraid to or don't like it or whatever. I'm gonna say, I'm just gonna put it out there on the limb. I don't think enough men have actually tried it to say they don't like it or don't like it. But Nas said it best. People fear what they don't understand. Hate what they can't conquer. Guess it's just a theory of man. So you got to go out there and you got to try it. You got to try it. You got to do it.
I'm gonna take heed to what he just said. I'm gonna try yoga now.
Yo, what's up? If we got time, if we can work something out in the schedule, if you go, I'll go.
We can go right here.
I mean, I don't know about today,
Not today.
but I can.
I need a bacchiotomy first.
I don't know what that is, but I need one too.
I'll catch it on the web. Because
Drinking
I'm
your
gonna be
Fanta?
drinking my water. That's
yoga.
my contribution to a healthier hood, if you will.
Nice.
We're just gonna get healthy up in the urban community.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I have to. I went to the doctors today and it wasn't too good. So, I gotta, like I said, but I was saying over there, drastic change, 360.
And that's what we about, man. I like that. I'm getting motivated. I need to do a drastic change, But anyway, we ain't gonna talk about me. So, Brother Tapes, let us know about the mental side.
Man.
Or give us a little bit of background of what you do, how you got here. Or not here, but
Well,
y'all
you know,
get it. Y'all get it.
I just I enjoy since I was a kid, man. I've studied human behavior. How do people move? What makes them move that way? Can you anticipate their next move? Okay? But what's underneath all of that is what's driving it all? Mental health. Sister talked about, you know, yesteryear, PTSD, childhood trauma. A lot of people don't want to talk about that. A lot of people don't acknowledge, you know, day-to-day living in the communities of color, if you will, as being traumatic. It's like we trade stories. That's nothing more than how we all grew up.
Right?
Fact of the matter is, it's traumatic.
Right.
And there's some things that follow us in our adulthood. So I did my thing and tried to deal with something that I didn't even know had a hold of me. And then I got some professional, real help that helped me like decipher what happened to me, why I was behaving the way I was behaving, and why I was trying to self-soothe. You know.
I feel like keep going. I feel
Yeah.
like we in a session right now.
Listen.
Nah, that's real.
But
Yo.
I got some of those skills under my belt, and I started feeling better. And I wanted to be better as a result of simply feeling better. When you feel good, you generally do good.
Right.
And when you're already on a natural high, you don't feel a need to go out and get no other kind of high.
Right.
You know. And a lot of people have fallen victim to that. But anyway, I got into like addiction services under the mental health, behavioral health care umbrella. And some things started happening that were beautiful professionally.
Okay.
But the way society has it set up, nobody wants to recognize you without some letters behind your name. So I did that. And loved it. Today I'm teaching at the undergrad level. I love it. It's nice to hear people call you Professor Carter. And
Nice
I'm
little
feeling
ring.
that, you know,
Nice little
because
ring.
they used to tease me about that when I was a kid. I always had a book in my hand, but, you know, I help them with their homework anyway. But, you know, today I have a small mental health addiction counseling service. And it's growing, it's blowing up, but that's not me, that's God. That's another part of the spirit. And I want to help my people, man.
That's what it is. That's
You
what
know,
it is.
because we are people who look for those who can identify with our experience. And last but not least, I'll just say, you know, you can't go to a 2-hour workshop and come back proficient in cultural competency.
No.
We need cultural proficiency. We need you to be not a novice, but really good at understanding our experience and delivering services that incorporate that. You know what I mean? That's where you're gonna help a person most connect with you and reconnect with their self, man. And put all that stuff down. Hey, man, that's just how I roll. And these are my homies. You know, I'm never gonna be too busy to come back, show them some love, you know, put some love out there for those who are interested. And that's where I'm at. And that's what I do.
That's what's up.
You got anything you want to?
I mean, you know, it's I wanna add this. It's a tough thing to deal with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In all aspects.
Medication.
Just
I'm also a comic, I told you. I can't
you know,
help.
I choose not to go the medication route, but you know, I speak about this a lot because I feel like this is the way that I get to overcome all of the things that I'm going through in my life. Like I talk about my 8 years I did in prison. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on. What?
Yeah.
He was down? But go ahead, man. I ain't gonna hold that against you.
Nah, but you know, I talk about it, and the reason why I talk about it is the last 3 years of my 8-year bid was done in solitary confinement.
Ooh.
So that's 23 and 1 on most days.
Damn.
There was times where I didn't even go outside at all. So that's 24 hours in a little 4x9 or whatever the damn dimensions were.
Yeah.
With nothing but my thoughts.
Yeah.
And then being trapped with all of that, it honestly, I can recognize it now. It made me a different person.
I would imagine so.
You know what I'm saying? It made me a different person. Like when I came home, things was a shell shock. I didn't really know. I'm not gonna say I still don't know how to interact with people, but I have my problems along the way still. And I've been out for almost 10 years now. You know what I'm saying?
Welcome home, brother.
Yeah, and you know it's rough. Like it's rough to the point where it's affected friendships,
Definitely.
relationships,
Definitely.
several relationships, back and forth relationships.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? It's affected that, but this is what I said the week before. It takes a special person to actually have to be able to walk down that journey or walk down that path with you to truly understand what it is that you've gone through, if you've gone through something like I've gone through. You know what I'm saying? Because it's rough. Like when you're just used to having yourself, no matter how long I've been out on the street, when things get rough, I refer to myself. I don't go anywhere else. It's like, all right, what I'm gonna do? Then I drive myself nuts trying to figure out a problem when, in all actuality, I need some help.
And there's help available.
You know what I'm saying?
So how
But
do
the
we-
struggle is asking for the help.